Mark Blackwell that I mentioned earlier, when during that year when Pat signed with Suzuki, he was the Suzuki race team manager. And he had a good race career of his own, but then he got messed an eye up. And but during that year, we were bugging him. We go, you need this kid, Mark, you need this kid. Well, finally, they did sign him, and then we know what happened after that. And occasionally, Mark went on to work at Suzuki and then Arctic Cat. He was at Victory Motorcycles. I don't know if he's still a big dog there. You know, I think he might be. Really neat guy. And our paths crossed a couple times in the decade or so after Pat's accident. And he'd always come up and say, Greg, how's Pat? We'd talk a little bit, and then he'd say, you know, he always made the comment, we'll never know how fast that kid would have been.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man.
But you know what I can say, I was kind of thinking, okay, how do I conclude? And I was thinking, you know, maybe we'd never know how fast he would have been. You can hypothesize that he was banging bars with Jeff Ward, things like that. But what we do know is we watched a hell of a boy grow into a hell of a man, Pat Jacobson.
And I always think saying is I've had the pleasure to know Pat. You know, I just got to watch him race, and when I was raising my hand, I really like him because here was this. I mean, he was 5 years younger, and back then you were a year younger. I was like, who is this punk? He's 5 years younger, and he was just cleaning everybody's clocks. You know, like I said, 6 motos, you know, 3, you know, wins every time. Oh, not every time. Pat said he was pissed off and he didn't win every race all the time. Just like, what a SL, you know. And the thing is that it was like the first time I saw, Danny Magoo Chandler. And Danny Magoo Chandler went off the Mount Rainier at Puyallup, and he did a cross-up and he took off his hand off. And he was the same thing, like, you son of a, you know, it's like, how can these people be doing these things when I can only have both hands on the handlebar and not do a cross-up, try not to crash. But when you watch Pat, it was just sort of like, this is the next wave. I mean, all of us are now has-beens when Pat came in, and that's why I really hated you at the time. You put my motocross career to a real quick finish. But after that, Pat has made, it's not remarkable, but Pat is, he plays in the championship tennis tournaments all the time. When I played against him, and he just kills my ass again. But he also played basketball, and he plays golf, and he shoots about a 110 when he's in good shape. Is it 110? 105? 100? Easy course. You know, I was trying to ask him, but he's always challenged himself every day about doing better and going further in his life. And you know, like I said, when he crashed, that wasn't the end of his life. It's just another part of it. And now we're going to give out the trophy. But before we do this, I want to be able to thank Ted Duvall and Garrett Duvall for making these trophies for the last 3 years, because every year they get better and better. I'd like a hand up for the Duvalls for designing these trophies and making them so good. Garrett, raise your hand. Garrett, stand up. You're the one who does it. Not Ted, not you. I said Garrett. He's the brilliant one. Stand up, Garrett. Here's our first vice president next year, too. Okay, now Pat gets to come up, get the award, get a picture, and then he gets to speak. Yeah, I can speak for him. No.
Pretty cool.
Don't roll anywhere. Yeah. You do know how to use this, don't you?
You know, I thought about writing a speech or doing something, and there's really nothing I can say except thank you, everybody, everyone. I could tell my family thank you so much for everything. I could tell Billy, Maury, I could go on with everybody, the Osters, so many people, Duke, Dallas, Nyblood, everybody. You know, there's no way I could say thank you enough. I did what I love to do. My brother, Preston, thank you, man. At a race, one of my very first races on a 100 Yamaha. I was sitting at the starting line and down at Strata line. And my brother come up to me and goes, hey man, you're just as fast as any of these guys. And I was so nervous, and But I thought I could beat him, but my brother, I couldn't beat him, but at that time, but. I don't mean to sound like that because, you know, I respect every rider. I respect the sport, and Greg, thank you, man, for that wonderful thing. You know, he talked about everything, and I care about people. You know, people is what counts. Obviously, Bruce has had a much better career. I mean, longer, better. You know, hey, you know, I didn't win championships. I won a few series, yes, in all 3 classes at some times, but I didn't win series. I didn't win championships, but I won some people as friends and a family of racing. And you know, I can't. There's no way I can say thank you enough. Chuck, buddy, we had a good little run. You know, Chuck was my mechanic when I went on the nationals, and Suzuki did call me. It was after the 3rd national in '79. I got a 6th and a 3rd, and Suzuki did call me. I had a friend that come up to Bellevue Suzuki. That's where I got started with Bellevue Suzuki. I didn't go searching for you guys. You didn't come from me, but there was an intermediate person that helped us there. I remember a lot of great times, and I don't want to tell a bunch of stories. Pam, I love you. You're my sister, Pam. She traveled. She was there through everything. My accident, yeah, I got hurt, but I got hurt doing something I love to do. And with everybody's support here,
You're still the greatest.
no. You know, Billy, you know, I can't say enough about how much you showed me, and my brother. Those 2 guys helped me so much. But it's not about that. It's about your parents. It's about your family. It's about, you know, being a family. I mean, togetherness, you know, and the sport. Yes, I love racing bikes. I love flat track. I love road racing. I love, you know, it's a wonderful thing. And it brings people together. And thank you so much. Sean, of course. Sean. You know, you guys all know Sean, and you know, without him, you know.
Hey, I shaved my hair and dyed my beard. Try not to be noticed.
Anyways, thank you very much. You know, this is a wonderful trophy. It's an honor. It's more of an honor to have friends and people in my life. And thank you so much. You helped me so many years. It's okay. It's all good. Thank you.